Hey guys, Forsaken Reality here. In this video I'll be showing you guys how to set up enhanced inputs to replace the inputs in the third person template. This will include movement inputs, rotation inputs, and the jump input. I'll also go over adding the gamepad inputs quickly at the end. If you have any other questions about the enhanced inputs, any other ones you maybe want to see done, feel free to leave a question below or join my Discord. There's a link in the description. Thanks, and I'll get into it now. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go to our plugins, go to all and search for enhanced input and enable this. You just want to restart your project. And once you have your project restarted, you can pause there for a moment if it takes longer. We want to go into your project settings, input, and default player input class, enhanced, and default input component. Also set that to enhanced. And we will quickly go into our third person character and create a controller. And I'm just going to open up my character here and set that controller right here in the class defaults. AI controller, AP player controller. And we're going to be replacing these inputs here with our enhanced ones. So I'm just going to create a new folder here for inputs. And in here, you want to first go right click and you have this category for inputs. Create an input mapping context. We'll just give that a name. This will be used to store and create your inputs so that you can, if you have them set in here, you'll basically be able to change them. If you have them set in the actual input action, that basically means they'll be hard coded. So we'll create our input actions for move forward and backward. We'll just open that up. And in here you'll have basically the same options you'd see in the settings menu for the most part for consuming inputs, but you have a few extras here for triggers. We're not going to use our trigger and modifiers in here. We'll use them in here. I'll show you that in 1 minute. So for the move forward, we're going to want an axis so we can get a float value from that. Because you'll notice here that there's a float value for our movement. And jump will be a Boolean value, but there's no plugin for that now. So we will create this for the movement. We can also quickly do this, duplicate this. IA for input action. Move left and right. We can also easily just duplicate that again. Look up and down. And look left, right. That will be the turn left, right. Just renamed it so you know. So we can come into our mappings now and create a few mappings. So first we want to get our move forward and backwards. And this is going to be our W and our S keys. So you want to create one for W. And we want to create a modifier so we can access the scalar value of this. And we'll set that to scalar. We'll create a second one for S. We'll create another modifier and we'll negate that, so it'll be basically just means it'll play in reverse. It's an easy way of setting that up. And then we want to move left and right. So it'll be A, And we want to set negate for A. That's to the right, and on the x-axis that's negative. And D, which is positive on the x-axis. So we can set that to scalar. And the next one we will do is look left and right. And that's the mouse x-axis. And I believe we can set this one to smooth. Yep. And one more for the, oops. One more for the look up and down. And that's the mouse y-axis. And we'll switch that one to negate. And that should be all of that. We can create one more input, jump. Input action jump, and this will be a Boolean value. Create one more input right here for jump. This will be spacebar. And we don't want one of those. We want to create some triggers. So we want 2 triggers for when it's pressed and when it's released. And if you don't want to have like a jump that would determine if it's released, you can just remove this and press and put pressed, and we'll just play the full jump. So that's all we'll need for this. Now that we have our input mappings created, we will want to activate those. So in our third person blueprints, we want to open up the character controller that we created. And on begin play, we want to right click, enhanced input local. We want to get enhanced input local player subsystem. And we're going to check if this is valid first. And if this is valid, we will drag out add mapping context. This will allow us to add our mapping context right here. So you can select it. And this will also allow you to make, so you can actually change them. So say you have a different game mode that requires different mappings. You can create multiple of these depending on game modes and different things like that. So add your mapping context. And now we'll have access to our enhanced inputs fully. So we can come in here, enhanced input underscore return. We have look left and right. And I haven't set up the gamepad yet, but I will do that after I connect these and everything. So I'm going to plug that in here, and here's the float value. And we'll want to do these for all of them that we've created. Up and down. Hold Alt and or hold Control and drag them down. Alt removes them. Hold Control and drag that down. Plug those in. And just to test that, it's not working there. Set. Could be missing something there. Mouse X modifier smooth. One moment. Definitely missing something simple here. Yeah, I figured I forgot something simple, so you want to go into your your game mode here. You can also set this right here in your world settings, player controller for that game mode specifically. You can notice it's changed right here because I just changed it over there. File and save. And now you'll have your inputs working, you have your other inputs working still, but it's because we haven't replaced those yet. Now, move forward. Get our enhanced input for move forward and backwards. And move left and right. Connect that to the axes value there. And our jump. And if completed, we will plug that in. And it will complete if it gets to, we have our, for example, we have our jump hold time turned up. It will complete if once it hits the end or once you let go of spacebar, basically. Because released would complete it. And we'll just test those out. Everything works. Rotate our camera. Now if you want to set up gamepad inputs, it's pretty simple. You just need to go through these and just add an extra mapping for each. So gamepad. Move forward and backwards will be the left thumbstick. So up and down. And for down, it will be negate, and for up, it will be scalar. Move left and right. Press the plus here. Thumbstick left, and left thumbstick right. You can open both of these and add the modifiers. And left would be negate, it's minus on the x-axis. Scalar. And look left and right. Through the x-axis. And we can also set this to smooth. And the y-axis. Left thumb, or we want the y. Right thumb, so gamepad. Right thumb. Y, and up here, gamepad. Right thumb X. And we'll add a smooth one to this one too. And for jump, that'll be the A button on a normal controller. So gamepad, and that's usually the bottom or the right button. So I'm just going to use face button bottom. And we'll add a few triggers. Pressed, released. And that should be our gamepad input setup. Yep. And now you can just check that everything's going to work here. This is me using a mouse still, but if you got a controller plug in, it would also work. So that's going to be it for this one. Found this video helpful and want to see more, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new tutorial video uploads. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, feel free to leave those in the comments section below or join my Discord server using the link in the description. Thanks, and I'll see you all in the next one.